So I didn't get time to make the notes. So I'll be covering these three programs in today's session. So next time we'll do a recession and some of the leftovers of the theory part. So the important thing is it's good that you people are coming for these classes and you're keen to learn programming. So I would say that maybe after a few classes that the fun part will start going up on, because initially you spend more of your time in learning the language, the syntax, the fundamentals, but once you cross that stage, you go into like you start making complex programs, interesting programs, and that is the time when you start getting fun out of it. So like the first program when we wrote how to find largest number was like much, I would say, was the it, though it might be fun for some of you, but when you make the programs like today, we start making tic-tac-toe game, and maybe like say 5-6 lectures down the line you might do something more interesting. So when you maybe some other game, for example, in next time I'm planning to solve a maze kind of thing where you have to uh, like the maze is given and how you can find all the possible ways in which you can pass through the maze. So it's like, so if you keep yourself stick to programming, you will see that you get into more and more fun. So the important part is like the practice. I'm not sure how much practice are you doing at home, or if you're in hostel, at hostel. So if you just coming to these classes and listening this as a theory is not going to work, frankly. So like it's just like mathematics. If you just attending classes and not doing practice, you can never become a programmer. To become a programmer, you need to, at least you need to make these programs yourself. Like 2 days back, somebody told that they want me to give all the like the code for the programs I'm writing in these classes. That I can share with you. That's not a problem. But you have to make sure that you are making these programs. I can give you more programs as an exercise. Some of you are asking for exercise. I can make exercise and give it to you. But at least make sure that the programs I'm making in these classes, you're making those programs. You're practicing these programs. Otherwise, coming to these classes listening is not going to help. So if even if it's good if you have computers, you can do it on a computer, you can create on that. But if you don't have computer, you can do it on a paper. That's also fine, because it's a, maybe you might not realize at this stage, but after a few years down the line, maybe you will realize that programming is so important that it's good that you get an opportunity to learn this. And because if you're coming to these classes, at least you have a pressure that you have to, there's a system, there's a structure that we are following, and with the flow of this, you will learn. You don't need to put your effort to do this, at least. So let's start today's class. Maybe we might finish it on maybe in like maybe 90 minutes today. We're not going to cross 2 hours today. So let me briefly, first of all, give you the algorithm. That's the first problem I'm planning to solve today, where we have to print integers. If you look at the numbers, they are the pure integers. But it's a very simple program, but still, if you're new to programming, it's a good learning experience. We have to write programs. If you look at this, let me quickly go through the theory part, and then we'll go into like Visual Studio and try to create the program. So you can look at, we are just a minute. So if you look at this, we are just creating. This is like printing integers. First of 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see it's in ascending order. 4, 5, 6 goes on, and we are not printing all the integers one after another in a row like this. It's not that. Otherwise, it's a one-line program. So what is, you have to write these integers, and the the structure is that in first row, if I start putting the row number, row 1, row 2, row 3. So it is that like in row 1 you're printing one integer, in row 2 you're printing two integers, in row 3 you're printing four integers, in row 4 you're printing for 8 integers. So you can see the GP here, number of elements to be printed in a row, they form a GP, and you are all are like, understand these fundamentals. So GP, and also I don't need to explain what GP is. So a row number, let's see the relationship between. So I told you in the last class, the first thing is, before you start writing a program, it's the first thing is you need to figure out the algorithm or logic you're going to implement in the code. That you do on a paper without opening the IDE. कि algorithm क्या follow करेंगे, logic क्या follow करेंगे. Once you figure it out, then you can go into the code and start writing code, right? And then the syntax will come, and then all those stuff, debugging and all. But first of all, the logic is very important, how you do it. And I'm sure, like, for you, it's figuring out logic is not a problem, because all of you are like smart people, and the kind of preparation you've done in last 2 years, 3 years, it's like these kind of logics are so simple to do as compared to the level you have achieved in the last few years. So it's a GP. First row we have to print one element, second row into two elements, 4 elements, 8 elements, 16 elements, and then 32 elements. So we need to like so for so relationship between number of elements in a row and row is that it's like 2 to the power ith term of GP. If it is, see, it works. If it's a first row, I replace I equal to I 0 से start करते हैं, so 0 I -1 कर लो बेशक. If it's a first row, if I replace here, I get one element. I need to print one element. If it is second row, I put I equal to 2. I equal to 1 डाला, it means it's a first row. I have to print only one element. 2 to the power 0 is 1. If it's a second row, then I have to print 2 elements. See, this is working. It's giving us number of elements to be printed in a row, right? I equal to 3, it is giving 4. So this is like number of elements in a row. So ये भी ट्रैक करना है. फॉर लूप चलाएंगे कि हाउ मेनी एलिमेंट्स. I'm just giving you idea. फॉर लूप चलेगा फॉर I equal to 1 to I less than 2 to the power, like, number of elements if it's a ith row. So first of all, see, we have to at the top we have to start a loop for number of rows. So if because the input says that if you go from top, we have to take an input how many rows to print. For example, in this case, in this output there are 6 rows. So how many rows to print? So we start a for loop from the beginning for number of rows loop. I varies from say 0 से start कर लिया. I varies from 0 to I less than number of rows to print, right? And then I plus plus. This is going to be our first loop, which will iterate number of loops, which will help us in printing the number of rows. Now the first row, how many elements to be printed in the first row? अब एक और loop चलाएंगे कि number of elements में. जैसे अपने निकाला number of elements in a row. Number of elements in a row is 2 to the power I. 0 से शुरू किया तो I -1 करने की जरूरत नहीं. Number of elements in a row आ गया. और फिर number of elements आ गया, फिर row की printing करेंगे. J varies from 0 to J less than number of elements in a row. ये 2 to the power I सीधा यहाँ लिख लिया. J plus plus. अब जो प्रिंट करना वो अलग चीज है. क्या प्रिंट करना है? We have to print integer. एक तो हो गया कि like we had number of lines to print, number of elements to print in a row, and what exactly we have to print. It might be ABCD characters we are printing. It might be integers we are printing. It might be something else. So we need to again assume a variable, say number to print. कुछ variable define करना पड़ेगा. Number to print, right? So we print this number to print. यहाँ आएगा count, cout, number to print. और उसको बढ़ाते जाना है. नंबर टू प्रिंट कुछ भी है, इसको x मान लिया अगर हमने, x प्लस प्लस. So I'm just giving a brief idea कि लॉजिक क्या बनाना है. So this is like first row, second row. This loop will iterate, it will generate the various rows, and this is number of element. ये आपके समझो रो जनरेट कर रहा है. ये this is for the row, number of rows. This is inside the row printing. And then what we are printing, this is like what we are printing, x. X is the number that we are printing. We are printing integer. So we print an integer, then we increase x. Then we again print another integer, we increase x. Right? So let's see how we implement this in the code. So this might be like 10 lines of code, or maybe 7-8 lines of code. So let me go to the IDE and start writing the code for this. So the key logic to write this program was this GP thing. राइट कि आपने लाइन में प्रिंट करते जा रहे हैं तो नेक्स्ट लाइन कब लानी है, नेक्स्ट लाइन पे कब आना है, when how many like how many elements to print in a row. What is the rule behind that? The rule is like the GP. It's ith row is like ith number of elements in the GP. ये निकाला है हमने कि अगर ith row पे है ये 2 to the power I वाला concept है. So if you go into ID, I have already the skeleton ready. So this is the program, like so let me increase the percentage so that you can see it clearly. So last time the suggestion was I don't need to make it 200%. It's okay if I make it 150%. So I'll just do it 150% because if it is too big then it covers the whole screen. So you already know what IO stream is going to do. It is to take an input and show output, and you already understand what namespace STT does. So if we look into the main program, I'm not making a function here. It's such a simple program where I'll write code straight away here. So the first, as an input, I have to take how many lines user want to generate of integers, right? So this is a variable which is representing num lines, number of lines to be printed, and we are going to take this input from the user. This is the loop iterators. ij are generally to iterate the loop. We define those. So init to print equal to 1. This is like, init integer to print. Init to print is integer to print. So it's like the integer we are printing. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4 goes on. So every time we print an integer, we increase this into print by 1 because next time we have to print the next integer. Right? And this is number on a line. Number it's a number into a line. Can you hold for a second? Somebody at the door. I'll be back in 2 minutes. So this is like like the num lines is number of lines to be printed on the screen, and this is like the integer that we are printing, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 goes on, and this is like number of integers on a line. How many integers you're going to print on a line? That's what we discussed, 2 to the power I. Like so, enter the number of lines to print and then see on. So this is so user inputs the number of lines it wants to see on the screen, and we are storing that in num lines variable. So now we have like the first thing we do is this for loop is for number of lines, right? So when I equal to 0, we are printing the first line. For an I equal to 1, we are printing the second line. So we have to print up to number of lines, and this is like I plus plus. So inside the for loop, next thing we have to do is how many characters you want to print on a line, right? So this is, we already defined the variable number of lines. This is, I copy it, I paste here, and this is equals to the power. So the function we use is, I think this is the function we can use to the power I. So we have this inbuilt function, power function, POW. This is the base 2 and this is I is the power, right? So you can see when I is 0, we get this will return 1. 2 to the power 0 is 1. This is 2 to the power 0 is 1. So it means we have to print one element in the first line. When I is 1, we have to print I is 1. So we have to print 2 to the power 1 is 2 element in the line. This goes on. So once it is done, we start now. This is the loop, another loop. Say j. J varies from 0, and this is this less than number of elements to print on a line. So this is now we're generating the actual line. Sorry. J plus plus. And now what we have to do when we're printing a line, what we have to print? We have to print this integer to print, int to print, right? We print that, and print that means cout. Cout. That's all. And then because integers should be separated, they should not they should not, you know, you can clearly read them. It should not be like one number. There should be a space in between them. So we also print a space after we print an integer, we print a space so that there should be gap between two integers. Once it is done, we have to increase to print. We increase this also because next time we print the next integer. This goes on like this. Now we have this next thing is this for loop is responsible for printing a line. So once we come out of this for loop, our line is already generated, and number of integers on a line is decided by 2 to the power I. After that, it's very important that we print end of line character, because we have to go to the next line, right? If you don't put this end of the line character, the whole purpose is defeated. The purpose is to like generate the multiple lines. If you quickly review whether it's done or we have to do something else, I think it is done. This is the outer loop which will generate the lines. This is the inner for loop which will generate individual line. This is what we're doing on a particular line. There, this is to change the line, to go to the next line, and this is like we're generating how many characters, we're deciding how many characters to print on a line. So I think it should work. Let's run it and see. So actually we have to load the solution. I didn't load the solution. Maybe I can copy this part. So somehow it crashed, so I had to restart again. So right. So I think now we can run this program. If I run this program, so number of lines to print. Let's print. Let's see the 5 lines. Now you can see that. So 1, 2, 4, 8. It works. It works, right? Maybe I can put another end of line character at the end. Oh, not here. Towards the end. So if I say I need 7 lines, if it's 7 lines, it is like, you know, it is wrapping up. So it's not a nice view. So, but the purpose is solved. Maybe it's like 2 lines. Yes, it works fine. Yeah. So you see the what we maybe like, though it's a simple program and output is simple, but this is by making these simple programs, that's how we are learning programming. So if some of you I know that have already done this program before the class. So if not, then try to write this program yourself. If you have a computer, idea lag gaya aapko, you can see this is like the logic is clear. You have to generate lines, and in every line you have to print integers, and how many integers to print on a line before you wrap to them, before you just change to switch to the next line. It is 2 to the power I because it's in GP. Let's go to the next program. Our next program is what I call is a frequency. I named it as a frequency because see, what we are supposed to do is maybe increase the size of this, right? So this we have to write a function that takes a string as input, right? A string as input, and returns a letter that occurs maximum number of times in the string. If you can look at this string, there's A occurring multiple times, and there are other letters. For example, K is occurring multiple times. So this repetition in the string. Letters are being repeated in the string. So we have to just iterate this string, and then find number of like find that particular letter which is occurring maximum number of times, and then returns a letter that occurs maximum number of times in the string. Or also we can return like how many times it is occurring. What is it maximum number number of times it is occurring in the string. So first of all, we just figure out the logic to write the code, and like the same one logic can be what you do, you iterate it. Like for example, for you trade the loop for I equal to 0 to, I'm just writing the normal like syntax. I'm not writing a C++ syntax. For I varies from 0 to number of elements in the list, number of characters in the list, numchar, number of characters in the list. वहाँ तक iterate करना है आपने. और आपने अब ये देखना है कि there are two ways. You have to, we are assuming that all of them, like in this string we have only the letters from A to Z. Now like after that we can start this is like for the string, and then next is ऐसे कर सकते हैं, ऐसे कर लो बेशक. For initially in the beginning you start alphabet, start from you can say character char varies from A to Z. This is one way कि आपने you starting a loop where initially you are starting from A and then B and then C and D. कि आपने शुरू में एक loop start किया which is like starting which whose initial value is A and then B and then C, and then what you do is you run when you choose a value of A and then you run this loop inside and compare जो string है आपकी input string है, input string में जो आपका ith character है, if it is equal to the char, यहाँ जो हमने char दिया हुआ है char, if it is equal, it means basically we count how many times A is occurring, and then we counting how many times B is occurring and counting how many times C is occurring. So first of all we are choosing A from the outer loop, A choose कर लिया हमने, and then we are running this inside loop and counting how many times A is occurring. जहाँ पे A मिलेगा तो हम A को increase कर लेंगे कि if this is equal to char A है, then we can store them in an array बना लिया हमने, उसमें save कर लिया कि number of times A is occurring, we can save that, right? And then we again, once it is done for A, we run this loop again for B, and then again for C and D goes on. So basically you see we are running, suppose there are n characters in the string, so we are running for the first time, we are running the inside loop, it is n times, n iterations. When A is A, when initially the char is A, then we are running it for n times. When char is B, we are again running it for n times. For every letter, the inside loop is running n number of times. So this is one way of doing it, but it's not a very good algorithm because you are running the whole thing 26 into n times. The time complexity is it is 26 into n times. We would not say it is n square, but it is like definitely more than n. कि ए के लिए भी आपने पूरा लूप चलाया, बी के लिए भी पूरा फिर इनसाइड लूप चलाया, दैट्स व्हाई दैट्स बिकॉज़ यू हैव टू काउंट हाउ मेनी टाइम्स ए इज अकरिंग एंड हाउ मेनी टाइम्स बी इज अकरिंग एंड गोज ऑन. एंड देन after once it is done, once you have you have stored all this in an array, and then you have to find the maximum number of times, you have to largest number भी निकालना पड़ेगा कौन सा सबसे ज्यादा कर हो रहा है. So this is one way of doing it, but no, we can reduce the time complexity here. Instead of मतलब पहले आप A काउंट कर रहे हैं, फिर B काउंट कर रहे हैं, C काउंट कर रहे हैं, what we want to do is, suppose we are running this, ये लूप बना लिया हमने for like I equal to 1 to size of input string, जितना input string का साइज है वहां तक रन करो. अब ये जो लूप करना है, इसी लूप में कैन वी फाइंड नंबर ऑफ एज, कि अगर ये कर सकते हैं आप, ऐसे कर सकते हैं कि उल्टा कर लिया आपने, ये लूप बाहर ले लिया स्ट्रिंग का, फिर ये कर लिया इफ इनपुट स्ट्रिंग ith पोजीशन पे इज इक्वल टू ए, देन ए प्लस प्लस, ए इज ए वेरिएबल, उसको ऐड इंक्रीज कर दिया. सो एंड देन इफ इट इज एल्स इफ इनपुट स्ट्रिंग इज इक्वल टू बी, then b plus plus, goes on. So this time we are just running this loop for n times. N times run is better algorithm because it's not 26 into n times, it is just n times. कि उसी लूप में पूरा इटरेट कर रहे हैं, उसी में देख रहे हैं how many times a is coming, how many times b is coming. Whenever the input is a, whenever the character in the string is a, we are increasing a variable. Whenever the character is string in the b, we are increasing b variable, goes on, right? But see, this is not a very, ये कर लिया आपने, अच्छी बात है, time complexity is good, it is of the order n, because it's a linear thing, it just one for loop is there. But you see, in this case you need to define 26 variables, right? कोई problem नहीं, 26 variable define कर सकते हैं, memory में करना ही पड़ेगा हमें, but the problem is a tedious, it's going to be very tedious working with 26 variables, a b c d and all. Is there a easy way to avoid making 26 variables to count number of times a b c d are occurring? करना तो पड़ेगा, you have to count how many times a is coming, how many times b is coming, so you need 26 slots, 26 memory cells यहाँ सेव करना है. पहला ये सेल है, यहाँ पे कितने टाइम a आ रहा है, how many times a is coming यहाँ लिखना है. फिर सेकंड सेल b है, इसमें लिखना है how many times b is coming, वो तुम्हें चाहिए 26 सेल तो चाहिए, यहाँ पे लिख सकते हैं. So is there a way to populate those cells instead of like making 26 variables and then populating? सबके एड्रेस अलग अलग रखने की बजाय a इसका b एड्रेस, c एड्रेस, और फिर populate करना है. is there easy way? Yes, there is a easy way. So what we do in this case, that's what I'll be doing in the code. I'll define an array frequency. Why frequency? Because you have to count frequency of each and every letter. I define frequency, and then it has 26 elements. This frequency array has 26 elements like this. I define like this, and after that, what I do in this, the 0th position is for storing number of times a is occurring, first position for number of times b is occurring, second position for c, and goes on, like 26 is for z. ये करना है. अब जब भी ए लेटर आएगा स्ट्रिंग में, इनपुट स्ट्रिंग में, इसको मुझे इंक्रीज करना है, इस सेल को इंक्रीज करना है, 0th पोजीशन को फ्रीक्वेंसी में, फर्स्ट पोजीशन को जब बी आ रहा है, सेकंड को सी आ रहा है, उसके लिए दिस इज व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू डू. फ्रीक्वेंसी में कि दिस इज इनपुट कैरेक्टर, इनपुट स्ट्रिंग, सी दिस इज इनपुट, आई राइट ऑन अ कंप्यूटर आल्सो. इनपुट स्ट्रिंग में, अब इनपुट स्ट्रिंग को व्हाट आई डू, आई कन्वर्ट दैट इनटू ASCII कोड. एवरी कैरेक्टर इज स्टोर्ड इन द कंप्यूटर इन द फॉर्म ऑफ अ कोड, not as a letter but as a code. So ASCII character for letter, capital letter A is 65, and it goes on, B is 66, goes on like this. When it comes to small a, it is 97. So ASCII character for small a is 97, and then small b is 98, goes on. That's ASCII character is a way of representing characters in the string in the form of a number. You can see the integer value of the character. So what I do, इसका मैं ASCII निकाल लूंगा, 2 ASCII. I use a 2 ASCII function which will convert this into ASCII function. 2 ASCII of this input string at ith position, उसका मैंने ASCII कोड निकाल लिया, और ASCII कोड जो भी आएगा मेरे को, उसमें से मैंने 97 माइनस कर दिया. अभी देखो, आई एम अज्यूमिंग इट ऑल द कैरेक्टर्स आर स्मॉल. अगर स्मॉल नहीं करना, कैपिटल लेना है, तो अपने इसको फिर कैपिटल टाइप करना मुश्किल होता है इनपुट स्ट्रिंग में. सो आई विल टेक इट ऑल ऑफ देम आर स्मॉल. So the caps lock ऑन करनी पड़ेगी आपको. We can say let's assume all of them are small. We can change it to all of them big, so then you have to do this. So ASCII कोड निकाला हमने. Suppose इनपुट हमारी स्ट्रिंग ये है A B C D. अब A सेव होना चाहिए 0th लोकेशन पे. A का ASCII कोड 97 आया, मैंने 97 माइनस किया, 0 पे मैप कर लिया, सब में से 97 माइनस करके. B आया, B का ASCII कोड 90 आएगा, उसमें से माइनस 97 किया तो 1 आ गया. So I am generating the addresses of the indexes of the array. So if it is A, I have to strong at 0th position. If it is B, I have to strong at first position. So if it is A, then this will give 92. This will give 97. I separate 97 from 97. I get 0th position, and that's what we want to do. A में 0th position पे step करना है. तो ये मैं पहुंच गया 0 सेल करे, और उसको मुझे जो वैल्यू वहां स्टोर्ड है उसको 1 से ऐड करना है, प्लस कर दिया, उसको इंक्रीज करना है 1 से. So this is the location where the number of times A is occurring is stored. फ्रीक्वेंसी में, फ्रीक्वेंसी एरे में ये है, उसको वैल्यू को निकाल के 1 से बढ़ाना है. सो प्लस दिस इज व्हाट आई डू. एंड इफ आई डू इट फॉर ऑल द एलिमेंट्स इन द स्ट्रिंग, आई गेट द फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ ईच एंड एवरी लेटर. एंड वंस आई हैव द फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ ईच एंड एवरी लेटर, आई हैव टू फाइंड द मैक्सिमम ऑफ दिस फ्रीक्वेंसी एरे. मैक्सिमम टाइम्स कौन सा एलिमेंट रिपीट हो रहा है. सो लेट्स क्विकली राइट द कोड ऑफ दिस. So but I wanted to make sure that you understand the logic what I am doing. So though logic is simple, but this thing is interesting that we are not defining 26 variables. हमने एक ही एरे डिफाइन किया है. मेमोरी में फर्क नहीं है, आप 26 वेरिएबल डिफाइन करो 26 मेमोरीज बनेंगी. यहाँ आपने एरे डिफाइन करा तभी 26 मेमोरी सेल्स हैं. बट ओनली थिंग इज वे वी आर मैनिपुलेटिंग देम. कि हमें ए आया तो सीधा ऑटोमेटिकली ए, जब भी नया ए आएगा वी हैव टू इंक्रीज द नंबर ऑफ टाइम्स जो हमने वेरिएबल डिफाइन किया, नंबर ऑफ टाइम्स ए इज अकरिंग, उसको बाय 1 से ऐड करना है. तो वो हमने 0th एलिमेंट पे रखा है. यहाँ से हमने उसकी 0th वैल्यू वो लोकेशन निकाल ली कहाँ अपडेट करना है, और ऑटोमेट कर दिया. बी आएगा तो अपना भी लोकेशन 1 आएगी, ए है तो लोकेशन 0 है बाय ASCII मैपिंग. So I close this solution and load another solution where I have already created the skeleton of frequency program. So you can see, let's start. First of all, let me change the percentage of the screen to 150%, right? And let's start from the main program. So that's like input string, like the string user will give input. And I'm defining another variable letter. Letter is representing the letter which will be occurring, which occurs maximum number of times in the string, right? The letter that occurs the maximum number of times in the string I'm storing in this letter. This thing I can also represent as a char because it's just a letter, it's not a string. इसको मैं char की तरह भी represent कर सकता हूँ, but कर लिया string से तो string से ठीक है. And it is maximum occurrences कि जितनी बार, दोनों चीज मैं कर रहा हूँ, letter that is occurring maximum number of times and what is the maximum times it is occurring, I'm saving in max occurrences. So this is like enter string, and I already clearly mentioned that input in lowercase, enter string, I'm taking input in input string. Now I've defined this function max occurrences. I'll call this function. I'll pass the input string to this function. If you can look at input string to the function, यहाँ से मैं add letter वापस आएगा जो letter सबसे ज़्यादा time occur हो रहा है, right? Function will update this letter variable. I pass this as a reference, not a value. If you recall the last class we discussed that if you have to pass parameters to the function or arguments to the function, we can do it by value or we can do it by reference. So in this case, input string, we want to pass it by value because input string function is not going to change input string, but function will change the letter. Letter will go as an empty string in the beginning, but जब letter मिल जाएगा maximum number of times आ रहा है तो function उसको update कर देगा letter को, और ये maximum number of times तो अभी हमें function return करेगा कि ये letter कितनी बार आ रहा है, वो वहाँ सेव कर लेंगे. So these two are passed by reference, letter and max occurrences, and input string is passed by value. उसको मैंने प्रिंट करा दिया, दिस नथिंग बिग डील, प्रिंट करा दिया. सो नाउ लेट्स गो टू द मैक्स occurrences function. So I already have the skeleton max occurrences. So this you can see that input string is passed as a value, this letter is passed as a reference, and I discussed in the last class that this if you use this ampersand sign, it means you're passing it by reference because you're just giving the address, you're passing the address. Same here, max occurrences passed as a reference because you can see the ampersand sign. So I define a variable size of integer. This is I for the loop iterator. This is to iterate the loop for loop. This is for the size of the string. And if another integer variable size of the string. And we discussed in the palindrome program also. I discussed that like string is a class, and we have not studied the class thing. We will do it maybe after 2 classes. So you cannot fully understand this thing because you have not done classes. So at this time you can do compromise. That input string जो आपकी input string यहाँ से आई है, function को pass की गई है input string. You can see there's a attribute or a property of that string that it gives a size. If you call dot size, if you dot size करेंगे, it will return the size of the string, number of characters in the string. So ये dot लगाने वाला concept जो है वो अभी मतलब let's leave it. For now you can learn it that size निकालना है. So string dot size will give the size of the string. Once the size is there, I define the frequency variable. Frequency, I told you this will, in this frequency I'll save the frequency of each and every letter. like at 0th position or say number of times A will occur in the string, at first position number of times B will occur at, तो पहले मैंने सबको जीरो कर दिया, राइट. इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि सबको जीरो कर दूं, बिकॉज हमें जब पहले सब सारे जीरो ही है, बिकॉज अभी स्ट्रिंग हमें अभी रन करना है. सो अगर जीरो नहीं करेंगे तो रैंडम नंबर उठा लेगा वो, इट क्रिएट प्रॉब्लम एट अ लेटर स्टेज. सो इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट टू मेक ऑल द सेल जीरो. नाउ विल राइट अ लूप कि हमें अब हर एक लूप इटरेट करना है फॉर आई varies from 0 to I less than size of the string. वो string को iterate करना है, size of string I plus plus, and then I have to find the see what I do is frequency को मुझे पहले ये लिखा, पहले s की कोड निकालना है, 2s की as या 2s की फंक्शन है किसका, yes char. So in this case char here is input string ith element, राइट. ये निकाला है इसकी कोड, right. So once it is just a minute, I think it's capital. So after that this will give the ASCII code of the character. What we need to, we discuss that. ASCII code आ गया हमारा. जैसे for example if it is small a, it will give the 97. हमें उसमें से मैंने 97 माइनस कर, assuming सारे स्मॉल लेटर से 97 माइनस कर दिया तो वो जीरो रिटर्न करेगा ये. अब मुझे फ्रीक्वेंसी, ये जीरो इंडेक्स आ गया, मैंने फ्रीक्वेंसी array है where which will save the frequency of each and every letter. Frequency उसमें इंडेक्स पास कर दिया मैंने, और ये आ गया, दिस इज लाइक दिस. इफ यू, सो दिस विल गिव अस, अगर ए है तो ये जीरो इंडेक्स है, मतलब कि ये आ गया. तो अगर मैं इस टाइम इसको ऐसे प्रिंट करूंगा तो वैल्यू जीरो देगा, बिकॉज मेरे इस सेल में जीरो स्टोर्ड है. अभी मैंने सबको जीरो किया फ्रीक्वेंसी के अंदर, ये जीरो वैल्यू आएगी कि फ्रीक्वेंसी आ रहे में जीरोथ लोकेशन पे, ये जीरोथ लोकेशन है, जीरोथ लोकेशन पे क्या वैल्यू स्टोर्ड है, इट इज जीरो. मुझे उसको इंक्रीज करना है 1 से प्लस प्लस, लाइक दिस. If you look at, if I run this loop, अगर एक लाइन से, you can see the beauty of this loop. With this one line, we are able to store number of times each and every letter is occurring in the string in this frequency array. ये हो रहा है, right? Colon. If you want to, if you run this program and see, I put a break here just to see. I can show you how it is, this loop works. And if I run this in a debug mode, function f5 is like f5 is a debug mode. Yeah, input string, I can say a b c, a b d, b c, again a 3 times more, b b 2 times more, 3. See, so this is my input string. I don't know how to increase the size of this. So this is my, it shows the input string. And then if you can, if it is visible, frequency array मैंने देखा है, सब जगह जीरो ऑलरेडी स्टोर्ड है, right? मैंने I've just put the break here on this. So this program is this for loop is already run, and it is saving zero in each and every cell. Now if I start, if I move further, see, so अब फ्रीक्वेंसी, एक मिनट देखते हैं, ये चलाया मैंने, यू कैन सी, और देखो जीरो पोजीशन पे ए था, 2 बार ए आ चुका है, ये अपडेट हो गया कि यहाँ से पहला स्ट्रिंग आई फर्स्ट एलिमेंट आया, उसके एस्की कोड निकाला, 97 माइनस के अपडेट हो गया. इफ आई कीप डूइंग दैट, हर एलिमेंट का देखो, ये देखो थर्ड पोजीशन पे डी था, डी +1 कर दिया उसने, डी को एक्स्ट्रा आ गया. फिर बी, 2 बार बी डाला था मैंने, बी फर्स्ट पोजीशन पे बी सेव होगा, वो 2 बार आ गया. right? So you just keep doing that. You can see number of A times A is increasing, B is increasing, it goes on. Or you can see the frequency array here 530 and goes on. So yes, the for loop is over. But see, the program is still not finished. Let me stop it. I just wanted to show you how the frequency array how the frequency array is built up using this just single line in the for loop, right? But now we have to find the maximum. अब सारे आ गया कि how many times A is occurring in 0th position, B and all. But now we have to find the letter which is occurring maximum number of times. So we have to write the program to find the largest number. So max occurrences. So I define this as -1. Right, I told you this is like finding the largest number. The largest number है, largest number in the frequency. Right. So after that, you know, for largest number we start a loop. We discussed this earlier also. I varies from 0 to I less than 26 because 26 elements are there in the frequency, right? I need to forget to put the colon. So and then I start the for loop. So you know very well what we do. If max occurrences is less than equal to number in the array, equal to पे भी less है तो equal to भी है तभी we'll just so, because see max occurrences, the purpose of max occurrences is to save the largest number in the array. So initially इसको -1 कर दिया because minus all the numbers in this you know frequency में 0 से बड़े हैं, so -1 कर दिया. So जब भी max occurrence कम होगा number in the frequency, then we'll just copy that number in max occurrences because max number is supposed to hold the largest number. तो अगर ये नंबर इन द फ्रीक्वेंसी array से कम है तो उसको स्वैप करना पड़ेगा. हम what we do is in this case, so we say max occurrences, उसको अपडेट मार दिया max occurrences को from frequency इससे, और हमें आई भी सेव करना है. सो यू नो आई हम सेव कर लेंगे. सो लेटर में, अगर लेटर में सेव करता हूं मैं, इफ आई से आई, so automatically the ASCII value of I will be saved. लेकिन प्लस उसमें मुझे 97 ऐड भी करना होगा. सो यू लेटर में मुझे लेटर चाहिए. सो दिस इज द ASCII वैल्यू निकाली मैंने. अगर I 0 है तो it means it is A. If I add 97 that it is A. If it is I equal to 1 मतलब सेकेंड सेल की बात कर रहे हैं, B की बात कर रहे हैं, तो मुझे 97 ऐड करूंगा तो ASCII वैल्यू है उसकी, राइट? आई पहले -97 किया था, +97 कर दिया, लेटर में साइन कर दिया. लेटर विल ऑटोमेटिकली कन्वर्ट दिस इनटू कैरेक्टर, कि बिकॉज इफ यू ये स्ट्रिंग या कैर वेरिएबल को आप, स्ट्रिंग और कैर को अगर आप ASCII वैल्यू देंगे, मतलब उसको इंटीजर साइन करेंगे तो ASCII वैल्यू समझेगा वो, राइट? सो यू नो कि this is of the type char, or you can say string, and you're passing a you know integer value to it, so it will automatically, it means it is an ASCII code of the letter, it will automatically convert into the character. So even we run this loop and we'll get maximum occurrences in this variable and letter which is occurring maximum number of times in this character. In fact ये for loop की जरूरत ही नहीं है. If there is only one statement inside the for loop, then there is no need to put the braces. This is a mistake. This should be semicolon. So I think it should run fine. Let's run it and see. So let's just expect that A को हम बाकी सब जो मर्जी देते रहते हैं, A को मैक्सिमम करके देखते हैं. A को फिर 3 बार ऐड कर दिया, so 7 times A आ रहा है. Let's see. You see letter A occurs 7 times, right? So let's give a random string. So this time I think D is 3 times, 4 times D, or F बहुत दिख रहा है 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So I think F is the maximum number of times. Let's see. Yes, letter F 12 times. Right, so it works fine. So what we did in this code is we wrote this part of the code. Let me go through that again. This part of the code where for this starting from here, this was already done where like we are initializing the frequency array. Now ये हमारा एक हमने 2 लाइन की कोड यहाँ ऐड किया where we are iterating the string and passing through every character in the string, and then correspondingly and for every letter we have a cell in the frequency array where we store the maximum number of times that character is occurring in the string. तो straight away जब भी वो character आएगा उसकी x की वैल्यू से लोकेशन हमने फिगर आउट कर ली जिसको अपडेट करना है. Once we have that location, we update that, we increase that cell by 1. It means we have one more, we found one more occurrences of that character. Once we have this frequency array ready, we are finding the maximum number of that frequency. Right, maximum number, we are finding the maximum of the frequency array, which will give us the letter that is coming maximum number of times. So let's go to the last program of the day, that is tic-tac-toe, and we are not making the complete game today. So, but we are writing one of the important functions here. So, assuming, let me quickly describe you. So this is the like program we are going to make today. We are writing a function. What we'll do, it will check the status of the tic-tac-toe board. So so this is the tic-tac-toe game. You know it very well. If suppose the situation is like this, we have X here, O here, X here, like this, then this function should return that continue. It's like a 0. 0 means ये लिखा है मैंने, 0 means continue play because still you have empty cells and you can keep playing the game. But if we give something like this, X O X O X O X X O, so in this case, it's a deadlock situation. It's deadlock situation. Neither X or nor O has won the game because none of the rows or columns or diagonals have either have all the characters X or all the characters X or all the characters O. So and there's no user cannot play more because it's a deadlock, because like there's no cell available. So in this case this function will return deadlock. 3 return करेगा deadlock. हम deadlock print करेंगे. हाँ, अगर ऐसा होता है कि like first row में सारे X आ जाए then X wins, और second row में X आ जाए then X wins, third row में X आ जाए, first column में आ जाए, diagonal में आ जाए, like this, then we have to print whether X is a winner or O is a winner. So we have to just go through the elements of this tic-tac-toe. You have to go each and every element tic-tac-toe and figure out whether X is winner or O is winner, or it's a deadlock, or it's still the game can continue. So ये मैं लिखना, ये मतलब one of the important function है. अगर हम tic-tac-toe game बनाते हैं, there can be two kind of tic-tac-toe games. One is two players are playing tic-tac-toe game. That is that, right? So 2 persons are playing tic-tac-toe game. तो वहाँ पे पहले a first player will give his input, and then we have to check with what is the situation of the board. वहाँ ये function काम आएगा. First user gives his input, then we have to check what is the status of the board, and then if it returns 0, continue play, and then we'll ask B to play. And after B takes his turn, then again we check this function whether board is over or not, whether game is over or not. If not, then again we'll ask A to take his turn. So keep on doing that, right? So this is the heart of the game, heart of a tic-tac-toe game, and two players are playing. Another version can be when single player is playing against a computer. So single player will take his turn and the computer will take his turn. So that might be a little difficult because we need to simulate the role of the computer. Computer is playing, the behavior of the computer we need to simulate. We'll do that maybe like in tomorrow's class. Next class, or maybe next to next class. तो पहले मैं इसको, बहुत सिंपल है, मतलब लॉजिक इज वेरी सिंपल इन दिस केस. सो इट्स लाइक a program we need to write, and this the size of this program may be double the size of other programs we have written, maybe double or three times. So यहाँ पे what we do is the logic we are going to apply is, see, I'll do this. I'll first of all iterate the first row 1 को मैं iterate करूँगा, and then I'll count logic I'm applying. See, the code I'm going to write is, it is not, I'm not assuming 3x3 tic-tac-toe. It can be 4x4 tic-tac-toe. बनाई नहीं, गेम बनाएंगे तो हम ऐसे भी कर सकते हैं, वी कैन बी 4x4 tic-tac-toe, लाइक ऐसा भी हो सकता है. It's very difficult to play and you're not used to of playing this tic-tac-toe, row, column, diagonal, सब हो सकता है. So that's what we do. We make it, because idea is to learn. Idea is not to create. Idea is to learn. So it's more interesting to write if you do it in a generic way, where you can have more number of rows and columns. But अगर 3 वाला लिखना है तो मतलब वो लिखने का मजा नहीं है. फिर वो लिखने का मतलब वही है कि n मान के करने वाला. It can be like 4 rows, 5 rows, 6 rows. So that's what I'll do it, because it's fun and also it's learning experience. So I'll just go to the first row and count how many times O's and X are there. I'm defining these variables, num X and num O and num E. Num E is representing number of empty cells. I'm representing E in empty cells with the E character. Okay. So I go through the first row and count how many X are there, how many O's are there, how many E's are there. After the first row is finished, I count how many num X are there. If num X is same as size of the row size या size of the, size of row कर दिया, कितने row हैं, अगर 3, अगर if it's a 3x3 tic-tac-toe, then this is going to be 3. So if number of X 3 in a row है, it means all of them are X. अगर I iterate this row and I found 3x in this row, so it means all of them are x. It means x is winner. और उसको हमने write x, the function will return 2 when x is the winner. अगर o आ गया, number o is same as the size of the row, then o is a winner. If right, ये आ गया. अगर दोनों ही फेल हो गए, ये भी साइज के इक्वल है, ये भी साइज के इक्वल नहीं, इट मींस रो 1 इज लाइक ओज एज वेल एज एक्स, दोनों है, ओ भी हैं और एक्स भी हैं या ईज भी हैं. The same thing we do with row 2 and row 3. We count number of O's in second row and number of X in second row. Same way, number of O's in third row, and this. Same we do with the column, and same we do with the diagonal. Logic समझ आ गया. We have to go first row, second row, third row, first column, second column, third row, first diagonal which is top to bottom, second diagonal which is bottom to top. तो ये हमें करना है. So 7 वो है, 3 rows, 3 columns. If it is 3x3, if it is more, then this program will do it itself. So let's start writing the code here. तो अगर मतलब जिन्होंने प्रोग्रामिंग, मतलब the people who are new to the programming, they have not done programming, so they might find it difficult. Like for example, I'm also out of touch of programming. I told you the last time I did programming was like 15-17 years back, 96 maybe. So but I could write this in maybe 20 minutes, right? The complete thing, or 30 minutes. But the idea is not to compare you with, the idea is that, like, if you have somebody who has not done programming ever in their life, you cannot do it in 20 minutes. You cannot do it in 30 minutes. Maybe you might do it in 2 hours, 3 hours. It doesn't matter. But you have to do it. That's important. You have to do it. Right? That's a baby step. If you don't take baby steps, you're not going to jump or take a big leap. So it's, one day you have to take baby steps if you're doing programming. Whether if it's good, if it is today. If you're not going to do it today, you might do it in your 4th year, or maybe when you join college. When you join corporate, you will do it in the very first year. And if you do very first year, I have realized, especially the people who are from good colleges, sometimes they have to compete with people from C-grade colleges, because C-grade colleges they write better code, and the kind of frustration they feel, because programming, they're smarter, they're like, but when it comes to coding, they write better code than you, and become so frustrating that some of people, even they leave programming, they say they are going to do something else. I don't want to compete with those people. So that's I'm not I just idea, it's good they are doing programming, and that's I really appreciate their work. But you people should also consider, if you're not going to want to join software, then it's a different thing. So let's try it. So just definitely try this. If it's take 2 hours, 3 hours, don't worry with it. So let me close this solution and open the tic-tac-toe. So change the size to 150. So see, what I'm doing here is I'm defining a global variable board. Instead of that, I could have passed this variable to a function. I could have done that, right? But I thought like because if you're making a tic-tac-toe game, I will be writing maybe 10 functions or 12 functions. Doesn't make sense that every time I'm passing this board variable to a function. What's the point? I just defined as a global variable. I'm not going to just a one variable I have to define. So there's no how I can do that. And then I'm defining the size as a constant, the size कि अगर भी 3 डिफाइन कर दिया 4 करूंगा तो 4x4 टिक बन जाएगा that way. So यहाँ भी change करना पड़ेगा, not just here, but you have to change the size of the board also. Right now it's 3 by 3 means 3 rows and 3 columns. So I make it 4, I make it 4 here, so and 4 here, and my tic-tac-toe will become 4 by 4 tic-tac-toe. Right? अभी 3 by 3 करते हैं, and then maybe when we make a complete game, then maybe it makes sense to do 4. So let's start with the main program and see what I'll show you what I've done here and what I'll be doing. So to save time, I'm not writing from the scratch. I'll be writing the core code, important code here along with you. But I don't want to write from the first line, otherwise unnecessarily it will take more, half an hour more. So see what I'm doing here. If I go to the main thing, first thing is I'm doing is initialize board. So I'm writing as if I have to make a tic-tac-toe game. So I'll continue with the same thing in next class. I'll make a tic-tac-toe game. So that's I'm keeping the right foundation in the beginning. So initialize board. कि पहले एक board है इसमें हमने board is a 3 by 3 array 3 by 3. I forgot to mention that. Like see in the initial in the last class we discussed a single dimensional array. Now this is a 2-dimensional array because there are 2 dimensions. अगर मैं इसको hide कर इसको delete कर देता हूँ, it's a 3 by 3. It's a single dimensional array. But if I make it this, it's a 2-dimensional array. Now 2-dimensional array means that कि like इस तरह से होगा, मतलब अगर आप देखें कि it's like a matrix की तरह ही है. So quickly if I go to the notepad, I can show you here कि like if it's a कि अगर आप ये बोर्ड कहते हैं which is a single dimensional array, ये 3 हैं, 3 cells हैं इस बोर्ड में. So the memory location is like this. ये ऐसे है कि 0th position, 1st position and 2nd position. This is right. This is it, right? 3 elements हैं and this is board. This is address 0. This is like this is addresses. This 0 है, ये 1 है, address इसका. I copy this, इसका address 2 है. So 3 elements. Now if I say 3 3, so this is like row and this is column. So 3 rows and 3 columns. So it will be like this. ये ऐसी मेमोरी में तो ये लिखने की तरह होगी, लेकिन उसका रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऐसे, ये मतलब है कि आपने 2-dimensional डिफाइन कर दिया. बोर्ड इज 2-dimensional array is like a grid or a matrix, right? This is like row 0, row 1, and this is row 2. This is col 0, column 1, column 2. So like जैसे for example if I say board 1, 2, first row second element, it is this board, this is 5, तो ये 5 हो गया. फर्स्ट रो में सेकंड एलिमेंट है, फर्स्ट रो में सेकंड एलिमेंट है, ये 5 हो गया. सॉरी सेकंड एड्रेस है, तो ये इसको C++ फॉर्मेट में ये नहीं करते, ऐसे करते हैं, कॉमन ही यूज करते, वी यूज दिस. फर्स्ट रो में सेकंड एलिमेंट ये 5 है, ये नहीं है. सेकंड एलिमेंट ये एलिमेंट नहीं है, दिस इज लाइक द एड्रेस सेकंड मतलब ये है. इफ आई से board 2 means third row, right? 2 means third row में third element 2, ये है. इसको अब -1 कर दो. So this is -1. This is the, so remember that like 2, 2 is this element. It means this 2 means because it starts from 0, right? So 0, 1, 2. So it's a third row and third column. 2, 2 is third row and third column. Don't get confused. So ये हमारा बोर्ड है where if you have to represent a grid or a 2-dimensional if you have to represent a grid or a matrix or a table, you need 2-dimensional array. You need second dimension also. First is for row and second is for the column. So if you go back to the Visual Studio, so you're defining 2-dimensional array here, 3 rows and 3 columns. So 0, 1, 2 are the rows and 0, 1, 2 are the columns. So if I say first is to initialize the board. Initialize board means I'm just see what I'm doing in initialize board. Initialize board में अगर ये normal program होता, जो game होती है जो बनाएंगे game, so I would have initialize all to empty because I'm representing with this with empty. This is what I would have done. अभी मैंने उसको I've just comment out कर दिया उसको. I've just I'm putting in comments here because you know right now we're not playing a game. We're assuming the board is given to us and we have to check whether it is in what state the board is. So we're assuming the board is given to us and we just have to check the state. So ये मैंने otherwise I'll keep this and I remove this remaining part. So I'm just initializing the board with a random solution. Like for example, zeroth element may x and first may 0, x and all. We'll just keep changing. We'll just change it when we test our program. So I'm initializing the board with zeros and x, and it can be e also. This e means empty like this, right? Then I have a function print board. I'm printing the board to see how it looks like. So row and column. It's because if I have to print, if I have to print a two-dimensional thing, if I have to iterate a two-dimensional array, if I have to iterate a list, I use a single for loop. But if I have to iterate a two-dimensional array, there are rows and columns. I have to do a nested for loop. For loop में for loop है. If you look at that, this is an outer for loop which will iterate the row 1, row 2, row 3. और हर रो में कॉलम में भी जाना है आपने. जितने कॉलम है T3 साइज कॉलम है कांस्टेंट है ये. तो ये कॉलम को iterate. This is a column iterator and this is a row iterator. So every time you have to iterate a two-dimensional grid or a two-dimensional array, you need to have this two for loop combination. So what we are doing this, इसको हम प्रिंट कर रहे हैं. तो मैंने वो दो फॉर लूप लगा दिए हैं. फिर इनसाइड फॉर लूप में ये हम एक एक सेल को जाके प्रिंट कर रहे हैं. सो यहाँ से ऊपर से आउटर फॉर लूप से रो आता है, इनर फॉर लूप से कॉलम आ रहा है. रो कॉलम आ गया, उसमें हमने उस बोर्ड को प्रिंट कर दिया क्या कि जो भी वैल्यू है वहाँ पे, और साथ में कॉलन दे दिया बिकॉज सेपरेशन आ जाए लाइक दिस. सो दिस जस्ट जनरेटिंग, दे जस्ट प्रिंटिंग द करंट स्टेट ऑफ द बोर्ड ऑन द स्क्रीन पे प्रिंट कर रहा है फंक्शन. सो एक मैंने प्रिंट रिजल्ट फंक्शन बनाया है कि रिजल्ट के वहां कोड ना लिख के कि रिजल्ट प्रिंट करना है, जो भी रिजल्ट आएगा फाइनली वो प्रिंट करना है. सो इफ यू लुक एट दैट व्हाट वी हैव इन दिस रिजल्ट, प्रिंट रिजल्ट, ये फंक्शन है प्रिंट रिजल्ट. सो जो भी रिजल्ट आया है वो फोर फोर अभी हमने देखा है कि if it is zero, so instead of showing 0 1 2 as an output on the screen, I'm making it more friendly, more readable. If it is 0, then we are saying continue play, right? If it is 0, that's what we discussed in the problem. It was given 0 है तो continue play है, continue play है तो 0 return करना है. If it is 1, then 0 wins, and if it is 2, the next wins, and if it is 3, deadlock, play again. So it's just that switch statement. We discussed switch statement in the first class. So main function अभी हम लिखेंगे टिक टेक टो. रिजल्ट की टिक टेक टो फंक्शन मैंने कॉल किया. Check टिक टेक टो, check the state in which the tic tac toe is, whether it's O is a winner, X is a winner, is a deadlock, or continue play. So this is, इसको मैं थोड़ा कंपेक्ट कर दिया. This is my tic tac, sorry, this is check tic tac toe. So I need to write code here, check tic tac toe. So the first thing is I'll check rows. पहले ये कर लेते हैं. Let's make a structure here. Check rows. Check columns. We have to check top to bottom diagonal. There are two diagonals. I'm not used to of this keyboard, the Microsoft Surface keyboard. Check bottom to top. Right, there's four things we have to check: all the rows, all the columns, and then diagonals, because we need to check कि क्या state है. If in one particular row we have all the O's and all the X, then like O and X are the winners. If we check columns, if you have all O's and all X in a column, then O and one of them is a winner. फिर then same way we check diagonal, right? कि अगर कुछ नहीं हुआ, O winner भी नहीं और X winner भी है, तो can you? I'll be just back in 2 minutes. Somebody at the door. So same way we check columns and this, and if like we check all the rows, columns, diagonals, and then sorry, diagonals. So if you come out from here, it can be two situations. It's either continue play और डेडलॉक. अब वो हम कैसे डिसाइड करेंगे? वो हमने उसके लिए अच्छा वेरिएबल डिफाइन करते हैं अभी. पहले लेट्स डिफाइन द वेरिएबल. वी डिफाइन वेरिएबल in it num x to represent like count number of x, and we make it 0 in the beginning, right? Num o equal to 0 in it, sorry, num e then we are defining rows and columns to iterate, rows and columns. Row and column. So let's check the first column. For I row equal to 0 to row less than t3 size, tic-tac-toe, t3 is for tic-tac-toe, size constant. Well, it's not I, it's row. So now this is so this for loop is to iterate the row, first row, second row, third row. Now we'll go through each and every column here. For column equal to 0 to right, and then inside the column we check, we count. Now we count if the बोर्ड रो और कॉलम पे जो वैल्यू एलिमेंट है, वहां बोर्ड में जो रो और कॉलम पे एलिमेंट है, तो अगर शुरू करेंगे तो पहले 0,0 आएगा. रो इज 0, वैल्यू ऑफ रो इज 0, कॉलम इज 0. सो फर्स्ट एलिमेंट हमने देखा क्या है, इफ इट इज x, right, then we say num x plus plus. This is a capital B. And just copy and paste here. So Control Z, Control C, and then Control V, and then Control V. Right. So next thing I do is if there are multiple statements, so I need to put braces. If board row at common position it is O, then I update num O, number of O's plus increase of 1. So if it is अगर E है empty cell है तो empty को भी हमने अपडेट कर लास्ट में यूज करेंगे कि कितने empty हैं उसके लिए, num E plus plus, right. So once it is done, so it means जब this is when we are at the 0th row, we are iterating all 3 columns. अगर 0th रो के कॉलम इटरेट कर रहे हैं तो मतलब पहली रो को आप स्पैन कर रहे हैं. जब यहाँ पे जब आएंगे तो पहली रो खत्म हो गई इधर, तो हम चेक करते हैं पहली रो के एंड में क्या हालत है. जैसे मान लो इफ इज से नम एक्स, कितने एक्स हैं, अगर इट इज सेम एज t3 साइज के बराबर हो गया है, मतलब t3 साइज में कितने, t3 साइज इज लाइक कितने रोज हैं कितने कॉलम्स हैं, कि अगर जितने एक्स हैं वो सेम एज नंबर ऑफ कॉलम्स हैं, अगर t3 साइज है, कितनी बार एक्स आए फर्स्ट रो में, कितनी बार एक्स है, सेम एज द नंबर ऑफ कॉलम्स t3 साइज. सो इट मींस कि हो गया कम सारे एक्स हैं, इट मींस ऑल ऑफ देम आर एक्स. वी से रिटर्न, सो से इक्वल टू कंपेयर करना है तो डबल टू इक्वल टू साइंस this that x is a winner, return I think this 2, return 2 if x is a winner. Yes, x2 is 2. Right, अगर O is a winner then return 1. Else if C3 size same return the same thing, then return 1 colon return नहीं हुआ then it will keep on doing that. So I need to put braces here because there are multiple statement inside this for, right? So you can see this for loop will cover all the rows. So we start with the first row. When I r equal row equal to 0, we start with the first row and going through all the columns. तो पहले मतलब going through columns. So once this for loop is over, it means first column, second column, third column तीनों cover हो गए. We finish the first row. और first row के end में check कर लिए first row में कितने number of x हैं, कितने o हैं. अगर वो dimension के बराबर हैं, then it means like winning situation आ गई है. तो ये नहीं होगा, फिर आई की वैल्यू रो वन होगी, उसमें चेक होगा, लेकिन उसके हमें जीरो भी करना है उनको, राइट? क्योंकि वेरिएबल्स को जीरो भी करना है नम प्लस प्लस को. तो हम ये कर लेते हैं एल्सिफ ये तो करना है. इसके बाद नम एक्स इक्वल टू जीरो, नम एक्स जीरो, नम ओ इक्वल टू जीरो, दोनों को जीरो कर दिया. बिकॉज दोबारा से काउंट करना है, सेकंड रो में काउंट करना है, थर्ड रो में काउंट करना है, तो फर्स्ट के बाद जीरो कर दिया ये. सो दिस इज फॉर द रो थिंग. कॉलम थिंग करना है तो इसी को विल जस्ट मेक अ कॉपी ऑफ इट इंस्टेड ऑफ चेक रो तो लिख लिया. चेक कॉलम अगर करना है जस्ट मेक अ कॉपी ऑफ इट. सो वी डू अदर वे अराउंड. इसको रो कॉलम को बाहर कर दिया, रो को अंदर कर दिया, तो उल्टा का हो जाएगा. हर कॉलम फिक्स करके रो को स्कैन करना है. ये I'll make this column I'm taking outside, so it means column is for a particular column we have to scan all the rows, so it means moving along the column. We'll change this to row. It's just same. I don't think anything will change. You change the row and column and row, everything will remain same, right? So once it is done, then we check the diagonal thing. So diagonal change karna, I will just make a copy of it to save time. But in diagonal we just need for loop, one for loop, because there are two diagonals hain. So we'll write separate code for each one of them. So let's just not copy it, write it. For diagonal thing, for row ले लेते हैं, row less than 0, row equal to 0. Let me copy from here. ये inside वाला for loop copy कर लिया. Let's see this. For row equal to 0, row this. If not, इसमें when we move along the diagonal, row is 1, 1, 2, 2. So this is row and column should be same. That's how you move along the diagonal. क्यों diagonal क्या है? diagonal होगा तो 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2 इस तरह से सेल चलेंगे, वो diagonal है. इनको ऐड कर दिया. बाकी तो सेम ही है. अगर ये है तो रिटर्न 2 कर दो, एल्स इफ ये है तो 0 कर दो, बाकी इनिशियलाइज कर दो, दैट विल रिमेन सेम. अब डायगोनल ये हुआ, डायगोनल हमारा टॉप टू बॉटम वाला, क्योंकि बिकॉज एक बार इफ यू कैन लुक हियर, सो इफ यू ट्रेड अ डायगोनल, सो अगर दिस इज द वे दिस डायगोनल वी हैव टू इटरेट. अगर ये डायगोनल इटरेट करना है तो इसकी वैल्यू 0, 0 सेल की, दिस इज 1, 1 एंड दिस इज 2, 2. यही हम कर रहे हैं कि रो एंड कॉलम सेम होने चाहिए जैसे डायगोनल. इफ यू टू गो अपोजिट डायगोनल जाना है, ये डायगोनल जाना है, तो यहाँ के अंदर इसकी एड्रेस है 0, 2. दिस इज 1, 2, 1, 1. दिस इज 2, 0. तो उसमें आइडिया आएगा जब ये दिस इज ये बनेगा इसमें, दिस इज रो और रो अगर 0 है तो ये लास्ट होना चाहिए 2, तो ये होगा साइज जो है T3 साइज -1, ये तो लास्ट सेल का एड्रेस है। अगर 3 है तो 2 है, अगर 4 है तो 3 है। इसमें से हमने साथ में माइनस रो भी कर दिया, कम इसको बढ़ाना है इसको कम करना है। जब ये 1 हो जाएगा तो ये हमारा 1 होना चाहिए। सो टी साइज इज 3 माइनस रो नंबर इज sorry T3 size is 3 minus 1 is 2 and minus row number 1, तो ये 1 हो गया that way. So let's do in the code. So make a copy of it and we'll change this T3 size, ये पहले भी किया था T3 size -1 will give the last element का एड्रेस है, उसमें से अब ये रो बढ़ेगा तो उधर से कॉलम कम होना चाहिए, तो माइनस रो कर दिया सेम रेट पे। ये make copy of it. Instead of writing again, I'll just make copy and paste it. तुम चेक कर रहे हैं, दिस इज लाइक वी आर इटरेटिंग द डायगोनल दैट इज टॉप टू बॉटम, एंड इफ द एलिमेंट इन द डायगोनल इज x, वी काउंटिंग हाउ मेनी टाइम्स x इज देयर, इटरेट कर रहे हैं, डायगोनल को इटरेट कर रहे हैं, हाउ मेनी टाइम्स x इज देयर इन डायगोनल, हाउ मेनी टाइम्स o and e, एंड अकॉर्डिंगली वी डिसाइड अगर ये सेम हो गया जितना साइज है रिटर्न 3, दिस इज सेम, ये जरूरत नहीं है हमें। अब लास्ट में हम चेक करेंगे ये आने के बाद, यहाँ से आगे इट मीन्स कि ए भी नहीं, एक्स भी नहीं जीता और ओ भी नहीं जीता, तो इसके बाद क्या मतलब, डेडलॉक चेक करना है। इफ नम ई number of times e is there equal to 0, right, कितनी बार e आ रहा है, 0 बार आया है, e है ही नहीं इसके मतलब empty हो गया, then deadlock, then return 3, और else लास्ट में ये नहीं हुआ वापस आ गए, मतलब कुछ नहीं हुआ, ना 3 है ना 2 है, ना मतलब ना deadlock है ना यूजर x जीता है ना o जीता है, तो उसके मतलब continue play, return 0, that's the idea, return 0 means continue play। ये हमने कहा कितने एम्प्टी सेल हैं, एम्प्टी सेल 0 है, रिटर्न 3 इट मींस डेडलॉक, and on all the other cases either x is winning or o is winning. If you look at there are multiple parts. The first part we are checking this like this, we are iterating the two-dimensional grid, the board, and we are counting this, in this part we are counting in first row how many x, how many o's and how many e's are there. At the end of the first row we are seeing कितने x हो गए, same as the size हो गया तो it means all x हैं, it means x is winner, ये सारे o's and o is winner, and also we are counting else if this e को भी हमें अपडेट करना है, ई को हमने अपडेट नहीं किया, ई को हमने चेक नहीं किया, अपडेट तो किया है राइट यहाँ पे। सो आफ्टर दैट वी डू द सेम थिंग विद द कॉलम, once rows and columns finish we do the same thing with two diagonals, and if that is finished then we what we do is like वो हो गया तो then देखते हैं कितने e's हैं, e's अगर 0 है then it is deadlock, and if अगर e भी है then play continue play। so let's check this program, पहले build कर लेते हैं कि कोई error तो नहीं है, no, एंड लेट्स सी द फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल द सैंपल क्या दिया हमने इनिशियलाइजेशन में, क्या लिया है कि क्या रिजल्ट आना चाहिए, व्हाट वी एक्सपेक्ट एक्स ओ एक्स एक्स ई ओ, सो इट मीन्स हमें ये कंटिन्यू प्ले 0 आना चाहिए बिकॉज ऑफ दिस ई कंटिन्यू प्ले, बिकॉज कहीं पे भी रो कॉलम डायगोनल कहीं भी विनर नहीं डिक्लेयर हो रहा। सो लेट्स रन दिस, continue play, you can see, and I play, this is the print board prints like this XOX XE, so decent है ना, समझ आ रहा है वैसे तो ये। let's take another example, अब लेते हैं इसको, डेडलॉक देखते हैं, डेडलॉक आता है कि ई भी हटा के मैंने इसको एक्स कर देता हूँ मैं, यस नो डायगोनल जीतो, ये जीत गया, ये डायगोनल देखो राइट, लेट्स देखते हैं, चलो इसमें एक्स विनर आना चाहिए, लेट्स चेक दैट, yes x is the winner because of this diagonal, see 0 0 1 1 2 2, ये तीनों जगह x हो गया, so I think it works। let's see the deadlock case, I'll keep it o, then it is deadlock, I think so, yes, it's a deadlock, let's check it, yeah, deadlock play again, right, so maybe you can, I'll just give you the code, you can try to run it yourself, but I'll prefer that you should write the code, right? So nice thing, those code is very simple, the logic is good, right? We're counting, otherwise ये नहीं होता तो फिर ये करते, if 0th element is x and I don't like that kind of code, अनलेस यू कुछ मतलब, हाँ ठीक है, अगर जनरिक नहीं बनाना देन इट इज ओके, ये कर चेकिंग ऐसे करते हैं इफ ये आपका मतलब बोर्ड लिखना पड़ेगा पूरा बोर्ड, फिर जनरल लेने की जरूरत ही नहीं है कि बोर्ड में आईजे कुछ लेने की जरूरत नहीं है, जीरो पोजीशन पे ये अगर एक्स है एंड फर्स्ट पोजीशन पे भी एक्स है, ये मतलब ये दस ये कोड होता है, वो फिर काफी सिंपल होता करना, उस तरह से लिखते तो सिंपल तो खैर ये भी मुश्किल नहीं है, बट लेकिन वो तो कुछ मतलब इट्स नॉट अ प्रोग्रामर स्टाइल ऑफ डूइंग द थिंग। सेकंड एलिमेंट भी एक्स है एंड आईजे की लेने के बाद स्पेसिफिक एलिमेंट पर तीन है तो स्पेसिफिक जाके एड्रेस कर लिया, ये देन एक्स इज द विनर, ये आ गया। फिर साथ में और कर दो, एक्स कहाँ कहाँ जीत सकता है फिर ऐसे ही, और एक ही तरीका है एक्स जीतने का, इसको बंद कर दिया हमने ऐसे, ये और यहाँ कर दिया एक्स और तरीके से भी जीत सकता है लाइक दिस, और एंड देन फर्स्ट कॉलम फर्स्ट सेकंड रो थर्ड रो फर्स्ट कॉलम सारा वो सारा एक्स का पूरा इतना बड़ा ये लिख दिया आपने कि ऐसे करके जैसे मैंने लिखा है वो कोई ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं है, टाइम हमने कितना हाफ एन आवर भी नहीं लगाया होगा, बट सी द ब्यूटी ऑफ द कोड, नीट एंड क्लीन ऑफ द कोड, नॉट डिपेंडेंट अपॉन रो एंड कॉलम। और छोटा कर सकते हैं कंबाइन कुछ कुछ करके ऐसे कि बार बार ही कॉल कर रहे हैं, फंक्शन बना के अपडेट कर दो, पर जरूरत नहीं है तीन के लिए, बट अदरवाइज आई एम टेलिंग यू वी आर राइटिंग दिस कोड अगेन एंड अगेन दीस लाइंस वी कैन जस्ट पुट इन अ फंक्शन एंड कॉल द फंक्शन हियर, राइट? So maybe will make it, will in the next class we'll make a program first where we like play tic tac toe, and we'll make a program where two players can play tic tac toe. We'll make that first, and then maybe in some other class we'll play tic tac toe where user can play with a computer. Right? So I would suggest that at least for all the three programs, just do tic tac toe. Right? To just write the code of tic tac toe. Otherwise, like you will find it more you will lose the fun, or you will just like, if you're not in the next class also, if I'm going to do the same thing, then I'll suggest that you should practice it, otherwise you're not going to have fun in the next class, right? So okay, I'll finish this class here, and again I'll suggest you, or I'll guide you that please, if you're spending your precious time coming to these classes, I understand those who are living in hostels, so difficult to come for the classes. I really appreciate the value you're giving to my classes, but at the same time I also want you to take advantage of these classes, and that can only be possible if you write the code, if you have computer, write code, right? If you don't have computer, try to do it on a paper. Thank you. Good night.